My name is Sinead Keegan and I'm finishing my MFA in creative writing here at Kingston. I write everywhere, basically. I carry a little book around with me all the time and I'm always noting down funny things that I hear or see or things that upset me or make me think. So yeah, I write all the time. I try to write every day, except for Sundays. I do not write on Sundays, and I think having a day that you don't write is as important as having days that you do. So I have one day a week where I don't write, and that's a Sunday. So I actually have two pieces in Ripple this year. The first is a poem called Desert Children, which is based on the Beatitudes from the Bible, and it's about some children that I worked with when I lived in Peru in South America, and I was teaching there, and it's a very interesting society where it's incredibly Catholic and very religious, but there are also some terrible things happening, and the disjunct that I saw in the society there between what they believe in their faith and what is actually happening to some of these children. And the second piece is a prose sestina. So sestina is very form-based poetry, old poetry, and involving repeated end words. And so I guess I'm not hugely a poet, which is interesting to have two poems published, but I really like the idea of working in form but then transforming it into narrative. So it's actually a narrative piece but told through a very strict form poem. Yeah, I love Margaret Atwood. I think that she's fantastic. I also really love the book Dracula by Bram Stoker. His other books perhaps weren't as successful, but I love books that look at society, but also I love a good plot. I like there to be a story, I like there to be characters that I can connect with, but definitely I think Margaret Atwood and Bram Stoker are right up there. Yeah, I think one of the most important things is just to keep writing. It really doesn't matter whether you feel inspired. I think that inspiration really comes from a lot of hard work and writing a lot of stuff that's not very good, and then working really hard to edit the stuff that you don't absolutely hate into something that's worth reading. That creative writing really is not so much creating as it is crafting.